Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new show. Welcome to the Transfer Daily Show here by NUFC Talk TV. My name is Chris, the American Mag. So hit the like button, smash the like button if you can. We're here to talk about fully and specifically on transfer related links, news, whatever it's out there. And yeah, so let's have a good time. Please hit that like button, and hope everyone is doing well. Great shows last night, by the way. We had three shows that came out, which was amazing. And we had the breakfast show where we talk about the fixtures. We have the Hoof the Twat show where we obviously hilarity, opinion, going back in history, full of segments, and so that was amazing. And after that, we had the Undisputed show, the Undisputed Debate show with the Mighty Wayne and Colin about Tonali, and it turned out great. So thank you everyone for your support. All right, and in this show, we're definitely just fully going to talk about links and news and transfer news, basically. And well, the we can start with the Chronicle has a live transfer news for the mag, so we can gloss over that and see, and also we might have other links as well. Um, but as of today, we're going to go from the latest to the farthest piece of news that we can go from, um, and then go from there. Because we got to talk about other news that are not obviously on the Chronicle, that are on different websites, and get your opinion on that, of course. So let us know in the comment section what you think. And Newcastle have this morning been linked with a move for exciting Italy defender Riccardo Calafiori via the Athletic. Would be the 22-year-old would be a good signing according to the Chronicle. And speaking to OLBG, AC Milan legend Massimo Ambrosini believes that the Bologna star man is ready to play in the Premier League, saying Ricardo has had an incredible season for me. He has everything to play at the top level and be in top Premier League squads in the future. He can play at center back, at left back, and under Thiago Motta in Bologna, he started to move into midfield and even play like a striker. He has everything. Okay, so we were talking about Riccardo Calafiori. Let's take a look at Ricardo, and it would be actually good to share my screen on this so that way you guys can see it. Um, I definitely want to share the transfer market one. Let me see. There we go. And because that would be definitely interesting to see how he's performing. Ultimately, that's all we can do. Do that. So this is other players, so don't look at Jacob Ramsey. We're gonna look at Riccardo Calafiori. There we go. Bologna valued at 30 million, 22 years of age, center back. He's a center back. We do need those, that's for sure. Now, valued at 30 not million pounds, but euros. There's a minor difference there, but there's a difference nonetheless. So there we go. And let me see. I mean, he's played center back, left midfield too. I guess here is saying, but he's obviously his main position is center back, and he can play both sides pretty well. He's left-footed. You kind of need one of those everywhere. So I mean, he's. I don't know what he was talking about as striker. I mean, what? He he said he can play at center back, left back, and under Thiago Motta, he started into moving to the midfield and even playing as a striker. Well, that's crazy, but he is a center back to say the least. Um, all right, so yeah. I mean, what do we know about him? Really, nothing. He's a young guy, 22 years of age. If you look at the transfer history, he was a Roma. He played at the academy for Roma, and then went to Genoa, Roma, and then went to how do you say this club? Basel. I don't know. Um, but and then went back to Italy to Bologna for a small 4 million euro fee. And as far as international, well, I mean, where he's played in all these. I mean, that's kind of irrelevant. But But yeah, current rumors are Juventus, which doesn't seem likely to this percentage probability of transfer, and also Liverpool. That's the question out there. But yeah, today he was linked with none other than Newcastle United and via the Athletic. That's one way to go, I guess. But yeah, I mean, center back, nothing special, nothing really to go from. But there you go. I guess the next one would be. Oh yeah, we're talking about the Calafiori. Gordon wants Gay um, on the team. According to the Chronicle as well, Anthony Gordon has made no secret of the fact that he would love to see England team mate and former Newcastle transfer target Marc Guehi join him at the Magpies in the future. The England star has spoken positively about the prospect of playing at the club with him. Uh, I think Mark is a good player, and playing at Palace, a team that's been performing well. Certainly, could get a chance to look at him. Valued at 38 million euros, would be something available for Newcastle United to pay. Center back, of course. I think he would be the ideal transfer target for now, for the future. So I think it could be ideal. 23 years of age. I think this would be a much better signing than the Calafiori guy that we just talked about. And yeah, so I think I think this would be ideal. Right footed, obviously playing for England right now. And as far as transfer is concerned, he was at Chelsea. He's a Chelsea academy player. Went to Swansea, back to Chelsea, Swansea, back to Chelsea, Chelsea, and then ended up at Crystal Palace for a fee of 23 million. And now he's been really performing unbelievable for that team. So I think he would be a good signing. This guy, again, England international. I mean, what else can you want? I think he will be, in my honest opinion, I think he will be the center back, the future of center backs for England, and he will be one of the best. So I think he will be ideal for this team, especially when you don't have, you know, the others available. You got two big injuries in Botman and Lascelles, and then you got left with Den Burn, who possibly, I mean, he's going to be there, but there's no backup. You only got one backup, this kid Murphy, and other than that, nothing else. So I think, and to be honest with you, I think if Mark Gay comes on, he's going to be fighting for that starting spot, 100%, 100%. And so, yeah, to me, he's a go. To me, he's a definitely go. Another player that was linked that we talked about it in the Monday night show was Juan Musso, is a goalkeeper. As you guys know, James Stratford has been heavily linked, and even Fabrizio Romano, etc., saying that it is a transfer. It is something that might happen. Um, the transfer fee has gone up a little bit because obviously, with Manchester City being linked heavily, then you got that situation, where they have to raise the price. Is Newcastle United willing to pay over 20 million, 25 million for a very young goalkeeper who wasn't really the number one guy at Burnley, a relegated Burnley team? Is Newcastle going to pay 20 plus million for this guy? Some people say if Juan Musso is available, who's got some experience, played for the national team before, 30 years of age, relatively young for a goalkeeper, um, very good one to say the least, playing at Atalanta right now, current champions of the Europa League. Maybe wasn't the starter, um, but to say the least, he's got more experience than he could definitely fight for a spot with Nicholas Pope, and maybe he would be the guy to go for. As far as history is concerned, we know he played at Racing Club, Udinese, and then Udinese to Atalanta. So Atalanta paid 20 million to 20.5. So if Atalanta just wants to get their money back, that's basically what you would pay for a James Trafford. So that's kind of where it makes sense. He's a goalkeeper. We're fighting. We're looking for goalkeepers left and right here, and that is the thing. I mean, obviously Dubravka more than likely going to leave, and we've talked about that a million times. These players are trying to leave. Goalkeepers are going to be needed, and some people obviously hate the fact that Gillespie might be number two. I don't think Gillespie is a bad number three. If you have the misfortune to have to use him, then how many times did Karius play at number three? Only one in game. That's that. So looking at it from that perspective, I'm not minding Gillespie at number three. I think Musso would be a good idea, but some people have the different thoughts about him. I don't know. I think he'll be decent, but are you going to get him away from Atalanta being having Champions League and playing, doing all that stuff? Is it really going to be feasible? Um, that is the question. But beer biking right there. Gillespie at number three is terrifying. Well, I mean, how many times is he going to play at number three though? That's the thing. How many times is he going to be able to play? And again, I go back to Karius. Karius played one game last season, the whole season. Are you saying that one game that Gillespie might play if Pope gets injured, or and obviously the second goalkeeper is not available, which by the way we don't have. So I mean, at this point in time, he is number two. Because well, if you look, if the reality is that Dubravka's still there, so there might be a possibility for him to stay, but it's obvious that something is happening there. So I'm not 100% sure when he's going to leave, if he's going to leave. But this thing has just started, so it's very very possible for him to go, and we'll have to see. Beer says our luck every week says I don't know. I mean, yeah, you're right. We've been hit with injuries, and that's one thing. But I'm not 100% sure that you know. I'm sure we're gonna get somebody. But we talked about Juan Musso on the Insider Show. The thing is that he might be a good option, but he's playing Champions League, and I don't know if he wants to let that go to come to Newcastle. But maybe coming to the Premier League, maybe coming to a club with ambition would persuade him, because eventually the goal is to make it to the Champions League, of course. So the next subject is this guy, of course, Trippier's future. What is going to happen there? Obviously, he's one of the players who continues to be linked with a move away from Newcastle after attracting interest from Bayern Munich in January, and even now, there is a few links for him to go to Bayern as well. And I don't know, what's going to happen with Kieran Trippier? That's the biggest question, man. It is the big incognito. We don't know what's happening. They say he's got personal problems, and the missus wants to leave Newcastle. I don't know about all that. I mean, obviously, he's been a bad boy as well. It's from what we can read. If you believe the tabloids, he's been a naughty boy, and but that's personal business. That's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, if he's a bad boy in Newcastle, he's gonna be a bad boy anywhere, and you know what I mean by bad boy. So is that gonna be the solution? Moving away? Well, I don't know what they think personally in their family, in their household, or what the solution is. But at the end of the day, when you look at it from the Newcastle perspective, there are various links. I wonder if Tottenham would take him back. He's played there, and obviously, um, he's certain. Look, when it comes to Newcastle, he's proved his credentials here. He's a guy that started the ball rolling in Newcastle, obviously since the takeover. But if he is fragile enough to where personal things will affect him to where he can't perform, and I know this sounds harsh, because we can go through personal stuff, and you don't know how you would deal with that. From what was been rumored, it's not like it's not really like it's somebody sick or somebody somebody is something tragic. From what is rumored about Trippier's personal issues is very avoidable. But so I have no clue what he wants to do or what the issue is. If Newcastle is the issue, then he's got to go somewhere. I mean, I just at the end of the day, I don't know what solution. There's nothing Newcastle can do. It's nothing. What can they do? Sit him down and say, Trips, you gotta leave your Peter where it is, man. Stop. You know what I mean? It's I have no clue what I mean how Newcastle can get involved. But much massive respect for Trippier. Some of his comments, I still think that they have not resonated well with most Newcastle fans. So that's that. But I don't know. I mean, this may free up some funds for something else. Somebody else. He's still under contract. I have no clue how long his contract is. How long Kieran Trippier's contract? So that would be interesting to see. I see some folks getting in the comment section, so let us know what you think about the topics, the links, the rumors, and maybe any new rumors that you may want me to take a look at real quick, and any opinions. So we want to interact with you, and thank you to everybody that's coming up. Beer Bike, and of course, watching Mason, Queen of Hearts, Ian Fleming, everybody out there. So appreciate that. And so, yeah, what do you think in particular about listen, when I personally get bored of players not simply being professional. And I'm not necessarily saying that Trips is not being professional towards Newcastle, but when people start talking about the player because of the personal issues, because he's cheating on the wife, because he is um, going out drinking, because he is whatever, then I get annoyed at that. Now, if you tell me he's going through some issues because you know a family member is ill or anything like that, that's a different thing, right? But this is not a problem that this is definitely an avoidable situation. Beer Bike is saying that he's been linked to Saudi Arabia. That could happen as well. That very much could happen. But I admit, now it comes to the personal thing. I don't know how that's going to fix anything because if he's a naughty boy here, he's going to be a naughty boy anywhere. That doesn't fix the issue, but that's for them to decide. If they need to do something, they need to do it now. I don't know when Trippier's contract expired. I think it's next season. So if you want to get any money from, oh no, is it not? Did he just renew? I'm 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 kind of forgetting my things here, but so again, I love Trips. I think he's well. I don't usually say I love players. I mean, you got to be a legend for me to love you. But Trips is an amazing guy on the pitch. You think he's a good leader, but certainly last season he didn't perform, and they say it's because of the personal issues. So if that's affecting them that much, then I don't know, man. Newcastle is going to be jeopardized. We can't take the hit as a team uh, because he can't maintain himself, contain himself personally. You know what I mean? That's my main point. He's got to figure it out. He's an old guy already. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be a leader. Um, and so he's got to figure it out, man, one way or another. Ian saying, I never react to links. I wait till we sign a player before I comment on them. Yeah, we're talking about yeah. I mean that's perfectly acceptable, of course. No big deal. Epic says, "Welcome, Epic and UFC." By the way, first time I'm seeing you. If I'm not, my memory doesn't serve me right. Trips can go home for me. He played awful last season. All respect to him for what he's done since coming, but on the decline now. Well, he certainly you got a right to feel that way. He certainly not played great, man. Some of those mistakes were cost us a few games. But not the only one that cost us a few games, by the way. If you look at it, there's a few. there's a few things. There's a few players that in that same game, like against Chelsea, that could have performed better. But obviously, we leave with the last the last mistake. The last player that touches the ball, which is Trippier, that and it goes in. But I think Miggy Almiron made a mistake on that same play to let them um, counterattack anyway. But yes, I mean, hopefully he turns this thing around. It also seems because Queen of Heart is saying right there, we're all human in this life, and we all are here to learn. If we never learn, how on earth do you do that? Growth and expansion come in so many different ways. A growth and expansion, and so, but I agree with you. I agree with you. But it also is rumored that the wife doesn't want to do anything. Wants nothing to do with Newcastle as far as the city. Doesn't want to be there. And I don't know what the reasons are, but if you're battling that every day, at some point the husband is gonna. That's why I tell everybody. When players are linked, when when that's the situation, you got to think of the family because it's when they're married, you got to take in consideration what the wife wants to do, what the kids want to do, where the kids go to school at, all that stuff. So in this particular case, I think that his wife just wants to leave, and what is he going to do? At some point, either you get rid of the wife or get rid of the your current club. And so if you ask the mighty win, he'll say get rid of the wife. But I don't know. I don't know if the Trippier will do that. Beer Wagon says Trips had 11 assists last season. Can't say he was a bad last season. A few matches end of season. Yeah, well, people will be left with those mistakes that cost us a few games and a few chances to advance. Um, and if fair or unfair, it's certainly there. I don't know, you know it is what it is, I guess. Another link, as you guys know, is this one right here. Obviously, um, according to Give Me Sports and Dean Jones, Newcastle are best place to sign Gibbs-White. Look, I like Gibbs-White. I mean, he's a good player. He's a good player. Let's look at his transfer market deal. I like him. Played at Nut Forest, valued here at 40 million euros. I think that's fairly a good price for somebody like that. Of the talent, 24 years old, just about right. Just about right. Um, man, I can't believe you're born in 2000. You're 24 years of age. That's unbelievable to me. Um, I'm just a few years older than him, 6 years. But anyways, I like it. He's an attacking midfielder. I think he's somebody unpredictable, somebody that has played well this past season in the Premier League. So I'm not. I like it. I like it. Are we going to get it done? We've been linked with him though, the whole season. The whole season we've been talking about Gibbs-White, so it's nothing new really. It's certainly died down a little bit. We haven't really talked much about him as of late, but certainly a guy that I would take. Now, see, maybe I was born in the wrong era because a lot of these names don't excite me. Like when I was young, there were names like Robinho. Well, Robinho's in trouble now, but I'm talking about the footballer. Um, Kaká, just even Alexander Pato. Remember him playing AC Milan striker? The Emperador, Adriano. Uh, those guys would excite the shit out of me, man. I would just be like, wow, I would love these players, to be in the team. Um, so maybe I'm just being unbiased. Maybe I'm being biased. Maybe I was just a young guy in love with football, and now when I'm doing this, players really don't excite me. Over the moon excite me, or I'm not taking back and say, whoa, look at this guy. I mean, Steven Gerrard excited me. Frank Lampard. Those guys and Ashley Cole, Joe Cole, John Terry, and maybe I'm just naming all-time players, all-time greats in English football that is not fair comparing these guys to them. But unfortunately, some of these guys don't really excite me that much, and it just might be my fault. But I do recognize that Gibbs White is a good player, and he's played great at Forest, and he would be a good attacking midfielder or attacking second striker for Newcastle. I think he would be really talented. I think he's unpredictable, and I think that's what we need in the team as well. Somebody that it's unpredictable, somebody that you won't know what he's doing. I think that Harvey Barnes is that guy as well. We just got to give him more time. Obviously he was injured most of the time last season. You always gonna need that guy that you don't know where he's going, you don't know what he's doing, but he will be able to draw the game at the end of the game, and like he did against West Ham, like he did against Luton. You know what I mean? That unpredictable guy. I think that Gibbs White can be that guy. So I'm all for it. I don't know what you guys think about him. As far as career is concerned, you Mason, you know him very well because he was at Swansea at 21. He's been a Wolves guy. He's been a Wolves guy since academy. Then went to Swansea, Wolves, Wolves, Sheffield United, and then Sheffield to Wolves back again, and then Wolves to not Forest. And so, not a guy that has played in a big club. Um, no insult, Mason. I'm sorry, brother. Even though Swansea is one of the is a big club to me as far as Wales is concerned. Uh, Not bigger than Cardiff though. I don't want to. I'm sorry, Mason. I'm sorry, man. I'm just playing. Well, as far as that, I think he'd be a good addition. I'm not over the moon excited, but it is what it is. 40 million though. That's a lot of money, and I think I'm not as far as today's value on players. I mean, that's a fair price. That's a fair price. Let me go some comments real quick. Epic saying we have Tino now. Future looks good on the right back position, of course. Yeah, no, yeah, that's why I'm saying. It's. Uh, but I would like Newcastle to get money if we can, because somebody can pay 20 million for Trippier, no doubt. No doubt. Somebody can pay 25 million for trips. But so I would like to get some money from it. I wouldn't like him to go for free. And so there you go. As far as contract expires on 27 for Gibbs White, so you definitely have to. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, just real quick, let me go back to Trippier to see when his contract expires. Hey, was Kelvin Trippier related to? Yeah, he was, wasn't it? Related to Kieran? Maybe he was. His contract expires in 2025. Trippier. So there you go. So you still, so it will expire next season. You see? Yeah, it will expire next season. So I would, if you gotta sell him, you gotta sell him now if you want money for it. As simple as. Back to Gibbs White. Man, this thing is glitching, man. All right, let's go some comments. Matt Thompson. Most of the assists were one first part of the season. He really dropped off the second half, in which he was injured, of course. But still, his defending was quite poor in a decent amount of games. May as well get all the money now for him now. Otherwise, we won't get anything down the track. There you go. May as well get money for him now, or we will end up getting nothing. Epic. I'd take Cisse back for a season over Wilson. Beer Riken, he used to love Benefice and Rugley while at Wolves. Yo, you talking about Gibbs White? Wrexham or Matt now? Wrexham, come on, man. Wrexham. That club, man. That is, if there's a plastic club, I'm telling you. C says epic. Mason says when Gibbs White was at Swansea, it didn't help the cause he fractured his foot against Millwall in October, then only came on as a sub when we beat Watford in January 2021. Then Wolves recalled him. There you go. That's the Mason news report. All right. Well, again, Gibbs White is there. Should we get him? I think that would be an exciting transfer, and that's that. Let me see. There's a new guy here. Um. Oh. By the way, the Chronicle reporting this. Let me share that with you. That make Newcastle make exciting addition from PSV and the latest forward-thinking move. And Newcastle United have appointed PSV Academy coach Jack Brazil as the club's new under 16 lead. By the way, as far as the channel is concerned, one of the moves that we're going to be making of this channel, because we got to be looking at our young stars, and I'm pretty sure we got to talk with Gary because he's going to be doing our commentating, and so I don't think that's going to be a a difficult. The difficulty is going to get in the images to stream, and we want to stream the young guys play, especially under 21. If you got any other, if we got any other opportunities, do the under 18, under 17, but definitely try to do the under 21, the one that's closest to the first team, to talk to do the matches for those guys, which I think is interesting. Newcastle gets to play some of these teams like Gateshead, and all these clubs that are interesting, and also some of the other Premier League clubs under 21, and those teams. And so I think it's interesting to keep an eye on these guys and keep also focus on what we're doing, if for the good or the bad, because that might expose us that don't really watch them to understand that we are just terrible, which seems to be that way, uh, from what we're hearing. Our youth system is not the greatest, um, or expose them to the positive that we do have some talents. Let's we got to take a look at Alfie Harrison. How is he progressing, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna try to do the matches for the under 21 as well. But the thing is, we don't necessarily know where these games are streamed. So if you know, for sure, I don't know if they're streamed every time on the website. I would love to get those, to get the feed from, but a consistent thing, because if we don't know where we're gonna watch the game, we have no idea how to program the matches. You know what I mean? Because we can program them, we know when they're being played, but if we don't get the images, that's gonna be difficult. So if you know where they stream the under 21 matches, do they do it on the website every time? I know they do it on YouTube sometimes, but it's not, you can't depend on that. So we're definitely trying to find a solution for that. But they have appointed this guy, Jack Brazil. I believe this might have something to do with Graham Carrick leaving to go to Middlesbrough. So there you go. That could be something to do with it, but I don't know. I don't know. Now, yesterday on the Undisputed show, you were to be able to see this, that Tonali was linked with a bizarre Milan return. He certainly was linked. Not sure how true it is, to be honest. The Mighty Win, you got to watch that, the Undisputed debate between the Mighty Win and Colin. Colin won that one per your voting. Um, but the Mighty Win is saying that there could be a conspiracy theory behind, a possible Tonali Milan return. I think that would be disastrous. I don't think Newcastle would fall for it, and the simple as that. Newcastle has a lot to do with that, so I don't think it's going to go any farther than just being a rumor. To be honest with you, but this player right here, oh man, I love this player right here. I love him because he's a leader, because he is a proper center back, and it's none other than Matt Hummels. He's a free agent, ladies and gentlemen. Free agent. Okay. Before we move on with him, let me go with some comments. Uh, Beer says Wrexham are massive. Mason, oh, he's talking about that. Beer says Wrexham biggest club in Wales. Mason said, don't bite the. Oh, he did though. He said, "Look at that, very nice try." Says Mason. Epic. I used to take all of the Toyota shoe trainers. That's sneakers to you. Yeah. Uh, all the empty boxes was like 40, 50 boxes a month. He would give me 200 every month, and I moved Toyota two times while he was there. Well, he was here. Really? That's a interesting thing there. Yeah, R.I.P. Tiote for sure, man. R.I.P. What do you do for a living, man? What were you doing? Uh, that'd be interesting to know. But Matt's Hummels. Let me know your opinion on Matt's. I think he's a proper guy, man. Proper footballer, leader, has won, is a champion, world champion, Champions League champion. If I'm not mistaken, he won the Champions League with Bayern Munich. Yeah, I believe he did. But he certainly won the World Cup. He knows everything there is to know about the center back position. Um, Beer saying that he's going to Real Mallorca. Well, I guarantee if Newcastle gets involved, he will come to Newcastle. I will guarantee you that. Um, he's got a lot of, and right now where you don't have many center backs to go with, I think he would be a great leader to bring on the team. And who knows, play every now and then. You know what I mean? I think he knows he's at the end of his career, so he's not going to be demanding to start. But I think he is a proper elite center back, and he's still got gas in the tank. So why not simply invest in him? He's free. He's a free guy. Pay him whatever it is for the transfer fee, small fee to him. Pay him, I don't know, 10 million, whatever, 5 million that he might want for his transfer fee. But get it done, man. I don't know what you guys think, but I would. This is a no brainer to me. No brainer. He's a no brainer. But I mean, I don't make the decisions, of course, as you know already. But there you go. QPR also looked to inquire Isaac Hayden. He would be somebody that they're interested in. So hopefully they do buy him, so we can get rid of the fella and move on. Because at the end of the day, we made a lot of one thing that the club is not messing around, man. They got rid of all those young players. They got rid of all those numpties that were just lingering in the club. And I'm not talking about Dummett or Richie. They're just players that were going to leave anyway. I'm talking about the young guys, Vilka, a bunch of I don't know what's going on with Frazier. If we gotta resolve that quickly, but 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 we're getting rid of a lot of those guys. So it'll be interesting to get him on and and see what's happening. Let's say Hummels. Mason says I heard Hummels wants to visit Nottingham. Well, I mean, I'm telling you, if Newcastle gets involved, we're getting the player. I, it's simple as man. See you later, Ian. See you tonight on the Toon Talk Worldwide tonight, 11 p.m. By the way, so stay tuned for that. Epic says I used to work for my dad's fruit and veggie company. I guess he came to get shopping, and I got to talking to him and went from there. Really, I delivered his order every week. He was so humble, such a nice dude. He was. There you go. Michael, shout out to you, Michael McIntyre. Welcome, mate. And all right, so what's the next move, man? I want to see another player that we're linked to here. Oh, Marc Guehi. We talked about him earlier, though, in this show. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I think he would be. I think he would definitely fight for the. And you guys aren't watching, so maybe we can revisit. But playing at Crystal Palace, doing a great thing. I mean, what else can you say? I think he would be ideal for the tune. He's got a good team going, a good thing going in Crystal Palace. But what is the Crystal Palace ceiling? Are they going to be fighting for the Premier League? That'll be tough to see. Uh, so, will he be want to move? Will he want to move away? When does this contract expire? His contract expires 2026. So close, but they still got one more year to try to extend it and get some money from it. So yeah, I mean I like him, I do. But are we going to what is he valued at? 38. So even if they're lowballing it, he might be at 50 million pounds maybe. Is that going to be a lot of money for the tune on one player? Maybe so. Maybe so. By the way, you just have it here written. Tonali's Premier League return will be against Spurs at home, so keep an eye out for that. He's going to miss the first two games, and then going to be able to come back, bring it home, and go from there. So as far as that, another player that's linked. Man, we got a lot of links, man. Hopefully the team is moving faster than we are as far as 'cause we are linked with a million players and we don't see really anything happening. But it is guy Noni Madueke, Chelsea player. Let me know what you think about this one. Good player. I mean, valued at 28, certainly cheaper than most players that we've seen. Right winger, so he's definitely a guy at the position that we need. Uh, Now, what do you think? This is a good one. A Chelsea player that wasn't really invested much, or I mean, they didn't play him much, or trust him as much. I guess you can say. Now under the Argentinian manager that left, I forgot his name, Pochettino. He's leaving, so maybe he's going to be looking for a for a future. I don't know. Contract. Man, that's crazy. That Chelsea has players with contracts. He played until 2030. Man, are you kidding me? Until 2030. They're giving players contracts for 7 years. And the club has an option to buy one more year. That's like 8 potentially. That's unbelievable, man. English Nigerian player, attacking right winger. He's very talented, quick, and so maybe that's an option. Maybe that's an option. But I'm telling you that Newcastle. I don't know if we're paying him until. I don't know if we can pay him until 2030. Gosh, man, he's how old is he? 22. If 2030, man, he'll be playing it. He'll have a contract until 2029. Gosh, yeah, that's no more than that actually. Well, 2030, yeah, 2030. So I don't know, but he's talented. He's talented. What can we say? I was going to play highlights, but I don't want no copyright issues. So, but that's one guy. Another guy that's linked, but I see Maduke happening more than this guy. But we will talk about him anyway, which is Nico Williams, playing for the Spanish national team. Very good player, playing the Euros right now. Um, Very talented. But this guy is valued at 60 million from Athletic Bilbao. I think he's currently playing at okay. I thought he had didn't he go to Atletico Madrid though? No, he stayed at Athletic Bilbao. Maybe that's his brother. Because there's another one, Iñaki Williams. I don't know where he's playing at the moment. But Bilbao, a team that only allows Basque players, and but this guy's a left winger though. He can play right wing, I guess. Very quick, good guy. But well, good guy as far as good player. Not I don't know him personally, so I couldn't say. But contract expires in 2027, so you have to pay a fee there, and you probably have to honor that contract or go beyond. To be honest, so another guy, but I just don't think that he is even possible, man. I think this guy is I don't know to get him on. Maybe he wants to come to the Premier League. Who knows? I think between Athletic Bilbao's history in Spain and Newcastle's history in England, we're about the same. And so historic clubs, but old clubs as well, haven't won so much late. But so maybe a jump to the Premier League would be a good option for him. All right, and another player, I think this will be the last one, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be this guy, Crescencio Summerville from Leeds United. Talented guy. Um, could be on his way out of Ellen Road after they missed out on promotion, obviously, to the Premier League. And he is, again, he's a winger. They say his main position is a left winger, but he can also play right wing. So There you go. There are a few clubs that are rumored to get him or try to, which is Chelsea, Brighton, and Liverpool. Valued at 20 million. He's a championship player, so he's going to be valued less. Maybe that could be an option for the tune. Contract until 2026. So I don't know what you guys think. I mean, this guy's been a Feyenoord. It's he's Dutch guy. I'm not sure, man. I mean, I think he would be Rit, maybe a good option for the wing. I mean, but I don't see any difference from these guys, or maybe Iñaki Williams, yes, and I will put Madueke in the same boat. I don't think that there's a difference between what Minte has done at Feyenoord, being a champion, coming back. I think Minte has done more than Madueke, than Summerville, than some of these guys that we're being linked with. Except Iñaki Williams, he's done more than Iñaki Williams, I guess, by winning a championship. But Iñaki, I mean, I watched the La Liga a lot, and he's good. But he's certainly done more than Somerville and the Maduke. So I think that Minte needs to be given an opportunity, and then we'll see. But also, I think Newcastle don't want to be left in that situation where they don't have anybody else to go with. If Minte doesn't work out, who do you go with? If you sell Miguel Almiron, that's going to be that's if you sell Miguel Almiron. If not, then you got Almiron there. Then you got Murphy there. So with Minte ahead, maybe that's not a bad situation. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about Crescencio Somerville? That could be an option as well. And as far as that, let me see if I have another. Oh, well, look at that. It is according to, let's see, who's written this report. According to the Sky Deutschland, um, it's a German outlet, of course. Yankuba Minte is rumored. Borussia are considering making a move for Newcastle winger Yankuba Minte. Oh, that's interesting. We might bring this up tonight. But uh, I don't know. I don't think Yankuba Minte is you need to sell him. Not at all, man. I don't think I don't think we should be entertaining that thought. To be honest with you, it's we got to be frugal with our players, and I don't think that we should sell them. And any offers that might come, we need to get rid of them. As simple as. And yeah, Epic is right. I was gonna say if they don't get Sancho, that is, which is very likely to happen, that they will get Sancho because I mean he's their guy. So why wouldn't they? Um, that's why we put 40 million price tag, says Epic. All right. Well, those are the links of this Transfer Daily show. I mean, a bunch of them I'm pretty sure are shite, but we're gonna be linked with a lot of these guys anyway. So feel free um, to give your opinion on what's happening. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate that. Of course, we're going to be live at 11 p.m. tonight, as usually, as you know. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a late one, but it's going to be Toon Talk Worldwide, where we bring fans from all over the world to discuss all things Newcastle United. So there it is. We're sure we're going to be talking about more news, more links, but everything that's happened with the club. Thank you so much. If you're not a member yet, you can help us out by becoming a member. You can scan the code on your screen or hit the join button if you're on iOS. And on the description, you should have a link if you're on, I'm sorry, if you're on Android, everywhere else except iOS, iPhone, you should see the join button. If you're on iOS, there will be a link in the description where you can go join the channel. It's for a small fee. You get exclusive content, and of course, you help the channel out, and you get prizes at the end of the month. At the end of this month, which is coming up soon, we will be doing a draw, and DX should be giving something away for the fans because he lost the Premier League. He was last on the Premier League prediction table. So please hit the join button, become a member, and help support the channel. As for now, thank you so much for your support. Hit the like button if you haven't. Make sure to check out if you've hit the like button, and also check out our website nufctalk.tv. we will see you tonight, folks. Have a good one. Bye bye.